Hello everyone, I'm Julia from JetOctopus and today we are talking about log files analysis. We are really proud of our log analyzer and we've decided to make a series of short videos for you with different explanations and the most important thing with use cases, how to get the insights from logs and what to do with them. So let's get started with the overview section. We see that you are able here to pick up any period you are interested in. And here we will have just 1 month. And what we are having here. So all bots, this is the general information of all bots for the given period. So there were more than 9 million visits of all bots. They visited more than 3 million pages. Average loading time for the bots were half of a second, and there were more than 8,000 visits of fake bots. Here you are getting the dynamics of all bots visits. We are analyzing up to 40 different bots, and you see that there are search bots and AdSense bots, AdWords bots, marketing tools bots, and here you see the dynamics of all bots visits for the given period. Here you see the pie chart for the bots, and you may estimate what bot is more active at your website, which bot is less active, and how many visits you've got for the given period, and here how many pages each bot visited for the given period. Here we see the chart for subdomains if there are any, the dynamics of subdomains, so how bot visit your subdomains. Here we see the pie chart for fake bots, and you see the valid bots is more than half of the visits, but still there are like around 40% of fake and not validated bots. And you also may pick up the visits and how many pages they visit. And here we are getting the dynamics of fake bot visits, again in visits and in pages. And here you also have opportunity to make the percentage selection. So here you see the absolute numbers of fake bots visits, and here you are getting in percentage. So you see that not validated and fake bots and unable to validate is a pretty big share here. So here you see that we are having the general dynamics of all bots. And after each product update, you are able to pick up the really recent dynamics of bots, which is really handful. And you are able to eliminate errors if there are any really quickly and fix them. Not waiting for the letters of happiness from Google. And you have these quick filters for the last 3 hours, for the last 12 hours, 7 days, and you will have the same information but a really recent one. I would like to speak a bit more about bot dynamics section, and here you are able to pick up the concrete bot and watch the dynamics for concrete bot. And let's pick up, let's say, 1 month. And let's start with the Google search bot. Crawl budget in visits. So we are having more than 3 million visits of Google search bot for the given period. So this is crawl budget in visits. We also have crawl budget in pages. So they visited almost 2 million pages for the given period. What is the page refresh rate? It takes more or less 15 days, around 15 days, to get revisited by bots. In this particular case, to get revisited by Google search bot. And if we pick up Yandex search, and it takes almost 20 days to get revisited. So these are different criteria, and we see that crawl budget in visits is really less, crawl budget in pages is also less, and the numbers are really different. And this is really informative panel, and you are able to analyze each particular bot by this quick panel. This is really informative. So we are getting back to our Google search bot. And here we see the bot's visits dynamics, how many visits and how many pages for the concrete period. And we see that there was some product updates here, and we have the positive dynamics. Then we see the status codes, the loading time for bots. It is different than the loading time for the user. And we see that there's opportunity for improvement. So around more than 40% have more than half a second loading time, which is not good, and you need to improve that. The dynamics of status codes, also really informative information after product updates. The dynamics of loading time, and you are able here also to pick up in percentage and absolute numbers. Also the correlation between mobile and desktop, so which of the bot is more active at your website within the Google. So in this particular case, the desktop is more active, but there are still 32% of the mobile. And the dynamics of mobile and desktop bots in visits, in pages, and also in percentage and absolute numbers. And here you see that it used to be that the mobile was the more active, and there were these changes and desktop became more active. So this is like the first screens of your situation with crawl budget, with different bots, and this is like our first touch to log files and analysis. And in the next videos we will get insights and to-dos.